Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralph Friedrichs. Today we are going to talk about the risks that are involved in injecting any sort of drug, whether it's crack, cocaine, meth, it doesn't matter. We are going to discuss what makes injecting drugs very dangerous. Let me just, okay. But first, as always, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. You can reach him at 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez will walk with you from your addiction to your recovery, hand in hand, day by day. He will never, ever talk about the past. It is not a good idea for anyone to bring up your past because that is a sensitive subject, and what we don't want is to give you any sort of reason to have a trigger or a stressor. So it is our motivational tool to talk about today, 24 hours, and tomorrow. That is exactly what Dr. Luis Gonzalez at StartingPointMN.com does for you. So reach out to him, 844-414-8444. He can also turn you, that's right, you, into an addiction recovery coach. If you have professionalism, personality, and the passion, and you have some sort of addiction background, whether it's helping your own or helping other people, give him a call at 844-414-8444 and tell him that Ralph Friedrich sent you. GlobalEyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. They have glasses that start as low as $6 and go up to about $69. Now, listen up really carefully because I need to let you know what so many people have been able to take advantage of already, that have called me or emailed or texted me. The fact is that those prices between $6 and $69 include the following. They include, of course, a case and a cloth. But they also include standard, single vision, non-coated, clear plastic lenses. That is included in that price. All you have to do is go to www.globaleyeglasses.com, and they are focused on saving you money. Now you might ask me, you might say, Ralph, what about if I want progressives? Well, they have them. What if I want line bifocals? They have them. What if you want transitions or photochromatics? They have them. What if you want polarized lenses? They have them. What if your lenses are too thick and you want to make them thinner? They can also do that. Here is the great thing, and that's why so many of you folks have contacted me already. It's because I not only know this company very well, but I'm also a board-certified optician that's also an addiction recovery coach. So I use both hand-in-hand situations. So if you call me, text me, or email me, I can personally walk you through, like so many of you have done already, through your orders to make sure that you're getting exactly what you're looking for. You can text me at 631-599-0218. You can email me at ralph@TakeYourLifeBackToday.show, or you can call my hotline, which is 844-405-HELP. Global Eyeglasses, they are focused on saving you money. I kind of hesitated because I drew a blank because I was reading some. So here we go. Risks of infected drugs. You don't, risks of injecting drugs. You don't want to inject drugs. Injecting drugs such as heroin, cocaine, meth, or other substance greatly increase the risk of serious and even fatal harm from substance abuse. The harm can come from the following. If you inject any drug, you are likely to become addicted to that drug because you don't have to really put it through into your mouth, and you just, simple as injecting, it's like getting a shot. You will become addicted to that drug. If you inject meth or coke, you will experience psychosis. If you inject heroin or other sedatives, you might overdose. We don't want that to happen. We don't want you to even do the drugs, but these are the harm that can come from this. If you inject any drug, you're likely to become addicted to it. If you inject meth, cocaine, you are going to experience psychosis. And if you inject heroin or any other sedative, you might overdose. The act of injecting something into your body will do the following. If you inject, you may damage your skin, veins, and you might even get infections on those veins. You may cause scars, bruises, swelling, abscesses, and also warts. You might also, your veins might collapse on you from injecting these drugs. If you inject into the neck, you can cause a stroke. Folks, listen to this. If you inject, you may damage your skin, your veins, and the veins might get infected. If you might even cause scars, bruises, swelling, abscesses, and ulcers, and also your veins might collapse on you. And if you inject into the neck, you could cause a stroke. I don't know why people would even consider doing this, but this is so important that we pay attention to this. Sharing of injected equipment, a no-no. First of all, I don't even want you folks to use injecting equipment, but the worst thing to do is to share it. If you share injected equipment, needles, spoons, syringes, filters, etc., you are more likely to get some sort of blood-borne infection like hepatitis B, C, and HIV. It is so far not to. It's definitely not a good idea to inject any sort of drug. The best thing to do is not to inject drugs and seek drug addiction treatment. That's what you should be doing. It is safer not to inject. Listen to those words. It is safer, this is coming from the CDC, it is safer not to inject drugs. The best thing to do is not to inject drugs and seek drug addiction treatment. If you still do inject drugs, use these tips. Of course, I don't condone these. I am just the mere messenger. These tips by the CDC is what they're saying if you're still going to continuously use needles. Always use clean equipment. Number one, always use a new sterile needle and or syringe. Never share syringes with anyone. Clean the preparation area. Use a new disinfected area. Try to use a disinfected container. Clean your hands. Clean injecting site after usage with alcohol. If you use drugs like meth or coke, use these following tips. Avoid injecting or smoking. Avoid using daily. Avoid injecting in places you can't be found if you should overdose. Have a phone number nearby so you can call 911 if you run into a problem. It's scary that I even have to say 911, overdose, all in the same sentences, but that is a realistic situation. You have to remember, folks, the risks of injecting drugs is not worth it. Injecting drugs such as heroin, cocaine, meth, or other substances greatly increase the risks of serious, even fatal harm from substance abuse. The harm can come from the following. If you inject any drug, you are likely to become addicted. If you inject meth or coke, you will experience psychosis. If you inject heroin or other sedatives, you might overdose. The act of injecting something into your body, listen to the following. If you inject, you may damage your skin, your veins, and they might even be infected besides being damaged. You may cause scars, bruises, swelling, abscesses, and ulcers. Your veins might even collapse. If you inject into the neck, you could cause a stroke. Sharing of injected equipment, not recommended. If you share injection equipment, needles, spoons, syringes, filters, etc., you are more likely to get and spread blood-borne infections like hepatitis B, C, and HIV. It is so far not to inject drugs. It is safer not to do it. So it is the best thing is to avoid injecting those drugs. The best thing to do is not to inject drugs. Seek drug addiction treatment. If you still are going to inject, use these tips by the CDCs. Always use clean equipment. Always use a new sterile needle and or syringe. Never share your needle and syringes. Clean the preparation area. Use a new disinfected container. Clean your hands. Clean injecting site with alcohol when complete. If you use drugs like meth and cocaine, use these tips again by the CDC. Avoid injecting or smoking. Avoid using daily. Avoid injecting in places you can't be found in case you should overdose. Have a phone number nearby so you can call 911 should you run into a problem. Folks, to even put 911 overdose in this whole scenario is a scary thought. And I'm telling you right now, what is it that's going to make you change your mind? Is it having to call 911 the first time? Is it possibly overdosing but not completely? In other words, somebody found you, because obviously you wouldn't be watching me if you've overdosed completely. What will it take for you to finally open your eyes and realize you are killing yourself? You are killing yourself with meth, with coke, with crack. You are causing issues like scars, bruises, swelling, abscesses, ulcers, all to your skin. You might have your veins collapse and get infected. If you're using a needle into your neck, you possibly could cause a stroke. So my question again is, what will it take for you to change? What will it take for you to take your life back? Will it take a 911 call? Will it take an attempted overdose? Will it take some sort of people getting a hold of you and shaking you really hard for you to realize some sort of intervention? What will it take? If these facts aren't scary enough, and all my other videos aren't scary enough, maybe it does take for you to call 911. Maybe it does take for you to almost overdose. I don't know what it will take, but I do know this, that it is so easy to finally say no. You probably will be sitting there saying, well, listen, I have tried and tried. Well, so have I. I have had 7, 8 attempts on alcoholism. In other words, I've had relapse after relapse after relapse until that last time of 2013 when I just couldn't anymore. I wanted my life back. I wanted my family back. I wanted my health back. It is going to be too late if you don't make changes now. Don't be one of those statistics. I mean, you see it. Unfortunately, we don't see it on with regular people like you and me, but those celebrities that are out there, young celebrities, daughters of celebrities, such as Bobby Brown, and of course Whitney Houston. The mother was found in the bathtub, almost. She did overdose, and then Bobby Brown was found in the bathtub, almost overdose. What does it take for people to finally say, "I've had it"? Don't let it get to a point where it's too late. Don't let it get to a point where you cannot change the outcome, because death is a sure thing if you continuously use drugs. More dangerous than anything is injecting those drugs, because not only are you putting that poison into your body, but you are actually possibly destroying your veins. You're causing a stroke because of the needles, ulcers. You might experience psychosis. Let's make a change today, and if you truly are ready to attempt, I'm not saying guaranteed, attempt to make that change. Dig deep inside and admit right now you have a problem. There, wherever you are, alone possibly. You might be in a homeless shelter, you might be in jail, you might be in your living room, in your kitchen. It is now just you and me. Just admit to yourself you have a problem. And if you truly, sincerely mean you have a problem, reach to your higher power. Ask your higher power for guidance and direction. Your higher power will walk with you throughout this whole situation called recovery. Your higher power will walk with you for the rest of your life, but it takes for you to make the changes. It takes professional help. It takes maybe AA, NA, treatment, rehab, my methods. It takes addiction recovery coaches. In some cases, it takes counseling and therapy. But it takes you, that's right, you, to be the first one to make the move. All the counselors, all the therapists, all the addiction recovery coaches in the world, all the AAs, the rehab and the treatment center cannot force you to change. Only you have to make that commitment. Ask yourself this. Is your husband or your wife worth the change? Are your kids worth the change? Are your mother, your father, your grandparents worth the change? Because if you're selfish enough not to make the change because of you, why not do it for them? Make the change for them. Let them be part of your life. Change the chapter in your book today. If you are one of those people that will continuously say maybe tomorrow, I am here telling you right now that tomorrow might not be here for me or for you. As you sit wherever you might be watching me, and I sit right here and I breathe and I blink, there is someone in the world that's not breathing anymore. There is someone in the world that's not blinking anymore. Their time has come today. The question here lies, did they have chances for change? All big changes start with small steps. Let today be the little step towards recovery. Let today be a step away from the drugs and alcohol and a step towards recovery. Pinpoint that little light at the end of the tunnel and walk towards it. Do not ignore that light. Walk towards it. Make the changes today. Because the people that didn't have a chance for change are now gone. And I will tell you this, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your children will remember you more by your last days, by your last months and your last years. God forbid you don't make the change and you die of an overdose, or you die just in general. People at your wake, people will remember saying to, well, he abused the drugs and alcohol. Do you want people to think that is the way that you left this beautiful earth? Or do you want people to remember you, let's say you make the change today, and remember you 10, 20 years from now, my brother, my husband, my wife, my children, they made the change in life to better themselves, to be drug-free, alcohol-free. Everybody has a day in front of God one day. I know my day, when it does come, is going to be alcohol and drug-free. Is yours going to be there? Or is the alcohol and drugs, are they going to consume you? Because if they are, hold on to that 911 phone number in case you need it. Make sure you do your drugs and alcohol somewhere where people can find you in case you overdose. I know it certainly sounds harsh, but it's reality. Make the changes today. Every day when you wake up is another day that God has given you on this beautiful earth. Why are you ruining your days on this beautiful earth with drugs and alcohol? There is so much happiness out there without it. Once you admit you have a problem and you ask your higher power for guidance and your direction and you seek professional help, find a passion, something that interests you that you will do day to day, something that you will consider to be a passion in life, something possibly to help others. I am one of those people that loves to help other people. My way of helping is this way. Through the camera into your living room, your kitchen, into jails, into homeless shelters, onto addiction websites. My passion also to help you is creating websites. I have 3 now. I have www.takeyourlifebacktoday show, which is all about this show. Then I have an informational website called www.clearviews.info. And then I have my addiction coaching website, which is www.clearreform.com. You notice 2 of my websites start with the word CLEAR. CLEAR stands for Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. It is us, you and me as a community, our addiction, our lessons learned in our community will help, will empower addiction recovery. It is my passion to help you with your addiction, to empower your recovery, to give you whatever it takes to guide you towards your recovery. And then you can do the same for the next person. Or maybe you have a different passion. Maybe you want to do a blog on addictions and recovery. Or maybe you want to take up painting, or you want to take up a sport. But find a passion, something that you know when you wake up in the morning, you will attempt to do for the day. I will tell you that when I went to AA a few meetings, I knew I needed to be more involved than what AA could offer me. And that's why I created websites and then my own show. Because I feel so passionate about sitting in front of this camera to make sure that you know that there is a better side. There is a other side to alcoholism and drug addiction. There is a side that can make you happy, can make you feel better, and can make your family appreciate you a lot better. And how will your family appreciate you if you are gone? They can't. Make the changes today. You can call me anytime at 844-405-HELP. You can text me 24/7 at 631-599-0218. Let's do a recap. Risks of injecting drugs. Injecting drugs such as heroin, cocaine, meth, or other substances greatly increase the risks of serious, even fatal harm for substance abuse. The harm can come from the following. If you inject any drug, you are likely to become addicted to that drug. If you inject meth or cocaine, you will experience psychosis. If you inject heroin or other sedatives, you might overdose, which is a sad thing. The act of injecting something into your body will do the following. If you inject, you may damage your skin, veins, and you might even get vein infections. You may cause scars, bruises, swelling, abscesses, and ulcers. Your veins might even collapse. If you inject into the neck, you could cause a stroke. If you share your injecting equipment, please make sure that you are, first of all, making sure that they are clean, but I will recommend never ever share your injecting equipment because you're more likely to get hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV. It is not a good idea to ever inject drugs. Best thing to do is not to inject those drugs at all and seek drug addiction treatment immediately. If you still do inject those drugs, use these tips by the CDC. Always use clean equipment. Always use new sterile needles/syringes. Never share syringes with anyone. Clean the preparation area with a new disinfectant container. Clean your hands, clean injecting sites with alcohol when completed. That's only if you absolutely have to inject, and I hope to God after this video you don't. If you use drugs like meth, cocaine, use these tips again by the CDC. Avoid injecting or smoking. Avoid using daily. Avoid injecting in places you cannot be found in case you should overdose. Have a phone nearby so you can call 911 in case there is an emergency due to your injecting of those drugs. Remember, a sober today, I promise you, will make a better tomorrow. That is a guarantee because when you're sober today, you will wake up sober tomorrow morning, and that automatically gives you a better tomorrow. Think positive, and I promise you, positive things will happen in your life. And you have to remember that big changes, or any changes in life, start with small steps. Each and every day, please thank the Lord that you have another day on this beautiful earth. Why would you take for granted that you have this day on earth by putting poison into your body? And that's exactly what alcohol is. That's exactly what meth is. That's exactly what crack and cocaine is. That's exactly what marijuana is. All of the above are poisons into your body. I'm just checking my time here. Okay. So why would you do that? All you need to do is admit you have a problem. All you need to do is to ask God for guidance and direction. And you will see changes coming your way. You might not see them right away, but they will come eventually. They will show on your body. They will show on your skin color. They will show in your pocket where your money is not being wasted anymore. They will show with relationships, with family. They will show mentally. They will show spiritually. Find a passion in life. There has to be something that you want to do daily. And if you can't come up with something, call me at 844-405-HELP or text me at 631-599-0218, and I will try to help you come up with some sort of passion. You might want to do what I do. This is a great tool to educate yourself daily. I educate myself by preparing for the show, getting all the information, doing the show, and the after show, which is the editing, the splicing, all that good stuff. My addiction recovery education continues from morning till night. Today's actually a longer day because I had a lot of work to do with my other job, but it will always educate me. The things I just talked to you about, the risks of injecting drugs, I didn't even have half the idea about this. I learned something today. I know now how to approach other people and recommend never ever to do that. And I'm going to let every person, each and every person know that if you're going to do it, just do two things. Always have 911 number, a telephone available for 911, and always do it in a place where when you overdose you can be found. Sounds harsh, but that is reality. Folks, remember, a sober today makes for a better tomorrow. If you start thinking positive, positive things will happen in your life, and remember that all changes happen with small steps. I hope to God each and every one of you folks has a great day, but more importantly, I hope to God you all have a sober day. And please call me at 844-405-HELP and let me help take your life back. May God bless you.